So today I'm working on a piece inspired by alchemy. And this is called the Philosopher's Stone, which a lot of us are familiar with. Um, this is the symbol, or the base for the symbol. And I started out with a pencil sketch. So I had some baselines to work with before I put the pen in. I am still a little hesitant to just start with pen. It's obviously not the most forgiving medium, and if you do make a mistake, you have to turn that mistake into something else. And at least I want the base grid done with pencil. So I also got these wonderful markers. They're Spectrum Noir markers. I haven't quite made a leap to Copic pens, and I got a set that was simply grays, series from very light to very dark. So you'll see me using those in this image. I think about symbols a lot and where they come from and what their origins are. And a lot of times they're much, much older than we might actually think. I have the tendency to get really interested in something, read a huge amount of material about it, and I'll absorb enough that it's sort of part of my vocabulary before I move on to my next area of intense interest. So I've read quite a bit about alchemy, and like most people, I initially just associated it with the idea of some mad scientists turning base metals into gold. But that was really just part of it. The physical part of trying to do that was more of a expression, at least for the true alchemists, of transforming the soul. So there are a lot of symbols about this mystical path to really ascending to your greatest possible height. And at that stage, you would, and at least in that theory, be able to achieve immortality. I know that Nicholas Flamel's body was apparently not found in his grave, but that's for you to decide. I think that the concept of immortality in this case may simply have more to do with transcending the physical body with your consciousness, with the spirit. So that's where I am heading with this. This is just my interpretation of the Philosopher's Stone symbol. And I do remember reading about a character called Thoth, which is also the same character that we know as Hermes. And he kind of pops up across a broad range of history and culture with different names, but he's often referred to as a father of knowledge. And if I were able to have dinner with anybody living or dead, which is something that people will ask you at parties or in casual conversation sometimes, he would be one of my potential characters that I'd like to have dinner with, so I could really get to know what happened. He's mentioned certainly in ancient Egypt, more than mentioned. But what was the story there? The real story will be very interesting to know. And I think my other answer to that question would probably be Leonardo da Vinci, maybe Benjamin Franklin. It's quite a question. If we could sit down with somebody that we're really curious about or really admire, just want to solve a mystery, that would be an amazing opportunity. Another one of those questions people often ask is, what could you, or would you do if you could travel through time? And I can't really be sure. There's some periods of time I wouldn't want to go back into because that would just be potentially bad for hygiene. I have a very intense sense of smell. other periods of time that were just pretty frightening, depending on who you were, what your station was, what you looked like. If you're a man or a woman, those make big differences too. And where would I be going? Yeah. So, and then the other question is, would I want to project myself into the future? And what would that be like? Would it be really scary? Would it be inspiring? Would I be able to bring back some knowledge that I could use in my current time? But of course, you don't want to mess with the space-time continuum. These are the kind of things I think about while I doodle and draw, and listen to music. So I kind of wanted to incorporate a little bit of these correspondences of elements. I'm doing something on the bottom that looks kind of like roots. I have some water symbols, some fire symbols. One of the base concepts is that the correspondences of the as above, so below concept. So the microscopic has a correspondence to the massive, and it is for us to find those correspondences and really just see the unity of all things in this big picture, at least to the capacity our little brains can comprehend.